live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. It's PSD High School Basketball. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil, fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Poudre School District Athletics. Tonight live on Stream It Sports from Poudre High School in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. The Poudre Impalas host the Rocky Mountain Lobos in Colorado High School boys basketball action. Hello, my name is David Haase, along with my partner Randy McCoy on the call and Chris Colton on camera. Welcome you to the second game of a West Side doubleheader. And if this one's anything like our first game tonight, Randy, we're in store for it, aren't we?
Yeah, that's we had quite a game. We had a double overtime game. Rocky girls ended up beating the Poudre girls by 3, 51-48. And so should have Poudre boys have had a tough year. Rocky boys started off pretty good, but they, I think, have lost 4 in a row. And so
the tough part of their schedule.
Yeah, the tough part of their conference schedule. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to do that. We're also going to have a special tribute here before the game to Coach Steve Hawes, who was the boys basketball coach and also Rocky Mountain graduate who died of cancer this past year. So we'll go ahead and take our commercial breaks now, and we'll be back after these messages. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
So we're back here now, about a minute before tip-off. Rocky Mountain and Poudre. We're not quite sure exactly how this is going to go if you've followed us any amount of time. A lot of times we're the last ones to know what the program is, so but we will turn this over to the public address speaker.
High School, this is Steve Hawes tonight. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Poudre High School's basketball coach, Jeff Brubaker.
Coach Brubaker for the Impalas, head coach this year.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's basketball game. On behalf of Poudre High School, the Poudre community, and the Fort Collins community at large, we'd like to dedicate tonight's game in loving memory of Steve Hawes. Coach Haase went to Rocky Mountain High School. He played for Great King Shaw, graduated in 1988. Coach Haase then coached here at Poudre High School for 20 plus years as the head coach and as an assistant. And sadly, last summer, July of 2016, Coach Haase died of cancer. His legacy will forever live on in the countless number of players that he encountered, through his massive circle of friends, and most importantly, his beautiful family, who are in attendance here this evening. shout out. To his beautiful, courageous, and strong wife, Shauna Haase. To their beautiful 2-year-old daughter, Nora Haase. And the newest member of the Haase family, Steve and Shauna's daughter, another beautiful baby girl born less than 2 weeks ago, Miley Haase. Also in attendance tonight is Steve's mom and dad, Barb and Dave Haase. Thank you guys for being here. So as you guys enjoy tonight's game, know that players and coaches on both sides are playing with heavy hearts, and we're doing our best to make sure we carry on the beautiful legacy of Coach Steve Haase. Thank you guys.
Well done. Well done by Coach Brubaker. Can't say it much better than that. And as we said before, a good life taken away too early. Wife and 2 young kids. The legacy of many, many students for Andy.
Well, and the youngest baby was just born, so he was not able to see. And here's our national anthem.
Well done again.
Thank you. And now for tonight's starting lineups.
Dave, you got our starting lineups for us.
Rocky Mountain first out.
Number 2, junior
Xavier Johnson, leading scorer on the team, 14.3 points a game. Number 2, Jacob Luna, leading scorer for Poudre at 18 points a game. Great season for the junior. Joseph Urinowitz, the sophomore for the Lobos, number 12.
Senior, number 3,
Carlos Conde, number 3.
Next up for Rocky Mountain, senior, number 30, Tyler Highland.
Senior Tyler Highland for Lobos, number 30.
Number 4, he's a junior, Sebastian Well.
Sebastian, number 4. I didn't catch his last name, Sebastian Wells. Okay, moved up. He only got him in the JV. Sorry about that, but we got it. 40, Joseph Elliott, the junior for the Lobos. Another scorer's outside shooter. And number 5, Josiah Stribling, sophomore.
For the Lobos, number 40.
And at center, number 45, Noah Lavelle.
And for the Impala,
coming on, having a good year.
Number 33, Damian Forrest.
And Damian Forrest out last, number 33 for the Impalas. So Randy, we're all set here after the emotion of a big double overtime game. The tribute to Coach Haase, the Lobo graduate, the Poudre coach and teacher. It's a pretty special night here at Poudre High School.
Yeah, and it was well done by the Poudre High School, and shout out to Kendall Wilson, the athletic director here at Poudre High School. Always very welcoming to us and a big supporter of us and what we do here. So thank you so much, Kendall, for your hard work. But now we've got some basketball.
I think people are still kind of settling down from not only that tribute, but from that first game we had here on this court. But you said, though, the Impalas, these boys came off of a double overtime loss and a pretty good performance of the night. They're winless in the league and have only just got the one win for the season, but certainly competitive. Tip handled by the home court. Man defense by the Lobos. Urinowitz out on Luna right away, Randy. Kind of interesting. Urinowitz more of a post player, but Luna averaging 18 points a game. I don't think you can really leave him alone, can you?
No, he's had some big games, too. Kind of came from nowhere. I don't even remember him last year.
Yeah, just one of the younger players that's developed and has his chance this year. Kick out left alone. Luna long for the three. Good. Elliott up court. And actually, I don't think that was a nice underneath pass. A little close there. Elliott couldn't get the shot off, blocked from behind by number 33, Forrest. And actually, I think that was Wells that actually made the first three-pointer there for the Impalas, and it was. Fade away by Luna in the corner, doesn't go. Urinowitz out to Highland, down court. Good no call there. Not enough to either player really to lose, but the ball goes to the ground. Going to be brought out by the Lobos. This week in the paper, Randy, Tyler Highland is starter for the basketball team, also the quarterback the last 3 years. So the Lobos committed to Shadron State to play football.
Yeah, I saw that. So they people were able to see he's also a really good shooter, as he shows there.
Ties it up at 3 with a long tray.
Rocky had a really tough year in football, so we didn't know how much that would affect his ability to go to the next level, but
yeah, he still threw for 1,200 yards on a team that wasn't really a throwing team. Conde out front.
As we've said before, and we've said probably one of the best.
Wow. Back to back. Long shot by Wells. Pair for him. 6-3 early going, all 3-pointers.
I think that's why he got moved up, huh?
Yeah. Nice relaxed stroke.
Well, we've said that Poudre has some really good young players, but it's going to be probably another year before they really start seeing some of that fruit. Urinowitz with the shot.
Lovell, good position on the rebound. He's going to be fouled. Wait to see who on.
Great representation from Rocky Mountain tonight, the student section.
Fouls on Conde. Yeah, they've got their side pretty well filled up. I think a lot of people will be coming back in here, like a little break between those girls and boys games. I can attest there was a long line out the concession stand.
Yeah, you didn't get any food for us,
I
huh?
didn't get anything done, did I? Not for lack of trying. Lovell 2 for 2 at the line for the big man.
Boy, that's a good thing to have, as a big man who can hit free throws. You're going to get your fair share of fouls.
Wells again. That one rolls out. Nice job of block out by the Lobos. Goes to the floor, picked up by Highland. Not the place you want to make that pass.
I was going to say as a header, but wrong sport.
Coach Taffel in his second year for the Lobos.
Poudre also missing one of the best athletes in the school, in Troy McFadden, who would be obviously a starter, who's a
contributing
beast.
Everything. Yep.
He's a beast on the boards, and leading scorer, would probably be scoring up there. So big loss. He tore his ACL in football as he was the quarterback.
Yep. 6'5" now. Shot off by Johnson, his first attempt. Rebounded quickly down court in Impalas. Conde kicks it back to top Forrest. Nice little fall away, a little strong. A good job by Noah Lavelle just to keep him on the back. It's that frustration after taking that shot and then trying to make something happen. That's two fouls on Forrest right away.
And comes Jack Fisher in. Both brothers, big-time players here at, I think 2 brothers, maybe 3, but at least 2 big-time players here at Poudre.
Yeah, Fisher, a sophomore.
Averaging 9 points a game.
Highland again from the top of the key and knocks it down. You can't leave him alone. We know he's got that long stroke. He's a sharpshooter, and he's strong enough to shoot from well outside the arc. 8-6 now, Lobos. Lorenowitz on the rebound, pushing it down. They got 4-on-2 numbers. Elliott
That's
left alone.
There.
Strong, nice job. Wells on a good rebound.
Elliott averaging 13 points a game and shooting about 37% from 3. There's
nice job by Fisher there. And for you young players, he put that ball in the air, but then he went and hustled, and he had a chance for his own rebound. He knocked it out, but he was well underneath there for that ball rattled around. Good hustle.
I've been watching Fisher play since he's 5th grade, and he played on the 6th grade team as a 5th grader and was one of the better players.
Out.
And now he's shot up and got some length on him, and he'll be. This team's going to be good next year. They're taking their beatings this year, but I think they're going places.
Nice save back in there. Rennes goes up, floats around the middle of the lane, knocks it down. Trying to hit Ryan Hutchins as he cut underneath there, who saved it back in bounds. Habrecht also in for the Lobos, number 44. Steele, loose ball picked up by Highland all by himself. Easy layup. 12-6 now, Lobos.
So the senior Highland's coming out to have himself a night here.
Yeah, quick 8 points here in the early start of the game. 2:50 left in the first quarter.
Luna has not scored yet. Or he hit the first 3, didn't he?
No, actually that was Wells. This one's going to be way short too. Ball kicked away on the floor. Nice job. But that was just a smart play by Elliott to keep it alive. Touch pass from Highland over to Hutchison. Results in an easy 2 and a timeout by Poudre. They trail 14-6 here at Poudre High School.
And what we've got here is Rocky's coming out playing with some intensity. They're in a 4-game losing streak.
Yep.
Went up to Fossil Ridge, represented pretty well, ended up getting beat, and they've lost a couple since then as well. So if you're a coach for Rocky, you've got to be really happy with how they've come out of the gate. And it just shows you, man, when you have different people come out and step up and score who don't normally score as much, like a Highland, that's a big thing, because Xavier Johnson, Elliott are the 2 leading scorers. But you need that. You need a lot of people scoring.
So quick timeout. Poudre will inbound. Fisher, Conde, Wells, Luna. Braden Brewster in the game now too, trapping down there. Fisher's got to get rid of. They're going to get pushed on a 10 count here. Another trap, barely getting to midcourt. You've got to get across the court. Coach Brubaker screaming, moves across. Another 3 in the corner.
Number 1 there.
Braden Brewster knocks it down. 14-9, 2 left here in the first quarter. Three-pointers for the Impalas. Entry pass that time down to Habrecht, and he was just bumped a little bit too much. Three-team fouls so far on the Impalas, none on the Lobos. Habrecht out front. Highland again, left alone, feeling it. 3 3-pointers and a steal and a layup for Tyler Highland, 11 in the first quarter. He's outscored the Impalas by himself so far.
He's a very unselfish player. I've said for 3 years he should shoot more.
I agree.
He's never shot enough to suit me.
Luna, nice job of collapsing defense there by the Lobos. Conde picked up his dribble. He's kind of in no man's land. Oh, nice cut by Fisher. And a good look. Nice cut by the sophomore. You're right, Randy, playing above his years.
Oh, yeah, he comes from good stock. His dad and good coach.
Oh, good play by Urinowitz, using the basket to shield Wells from getting the block. 19-11, 48 to play here in the first quarter. Lobos lead. You're watching Stream It Sports. Stay tuned at the quarter. You're going to see the giveaway of some gas bucks from Schrader Oil, one of our long sponsors. Appreciate what they do, and we'll award a couple students, Randy, with some gas dollars.
Shot by Poudre there. Nice steal by Wells. And one. Whoa, gave him the continuation. Shot by number 3, Conde, and well out on the floor, but they gave him the bucket. So 19-13 our score now. Dave went down to find a couple of willing students who might want some free gas. So Conde hits the free throw. 19-14 now, 2 seconds left. And he got fouled on the floor. Did you see that continuation when you were walking down there?
I did not.
Well,
I heard a lot of people go,
Well, the Poudre crowd would really like it. 19-14 now. I'm assuming you found a couple of
couple of
students
in the horn section for the Impalas have done a great job entertaining us and everybody else. We're going to get those shots.
Johnson with that. So anyway, let's see who we've got here.
We've got these two ladies right here. They can turn around, and that was we'll get in a little bit here, but a couple of the horn sections, they're on duty right now. But a great start here for the Lobos, leading 19-14 in the quarter. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Here's the band there playing, and some of the crowd. Here we've got giving away some Schrader Oil gas bucks. A couple of students up here. He's showing it. He's not very excited about it, though, so maybe we should give those to somebody else. He wasn't very excited about that, was he? Maybe we ought to go give it to somebody else.
Independently wealthy in the band here, apparently. Thanks again to our sponsor, Schrader Oil. Luna top of the key. A little quick on that one to get rid of it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Nice job by Xavier Johnson there to shield the ball going out of bounds. 7:40 left here in the second quarter. 19-14. Entry pass level down there. Conde did a nice job of just holding his ground, not letting him work his way back up. Should have been like a spin move, dribble.
Well, he got too far under the bucket, and we see that at every level.
Wells again, the three doesn't go this time, and reaches in. Actually, that wasn't Wells, that was Braden Brewster. He knocked down one when he first came in. Brewster, Luna, Fisher, Conde, and rounding out, Connor Smoyer, senior for the Impalas. Elliott, Johnson, Lavelle, Urinowitz, and Highland on the court. Tyler Highland starting off at a hot first quarter, Randy.
Nice drop step move.
Yep. And that's just position there, giving up a lot of size. Conde just does a nice job of keeping his body on Lavelle, and he reached over the top. Even though it looked like it was there for him to grab, it was just too far away, and he fouled him. Nice job by Carlos Conde.
Got little kids running along the baseline there.
Somebody's going to get clipped.
Somebody needs to make sure it's a timeout or something before somebody's going to get hurt.
There's some big kids on there running on the court. You'd like to have that kind of a collision would not be good.
So what you've got here is Weber and Blevins against Wellington and Lincoln, basically.
Yep. Good ball movement by the Impalas. Baseline slide there. Nice job by Lovell. Comes over, but gives up the backside. Conde gets around, finds out he's just a little deep, kicks it back out. Brewster, good job of chasing down the short ball.
What a move.
Yeah, and a great touch.
That's a real player there, man. You can see he's... And Elliott, what a shot by Elliott.
Tyler Highland sees his teammate way down court. The Impalas thought they were close, but plenty of arm strength, just like in football. He carried it all the way, dropped it right in, and Elliott with the reverse. And talk about for those young players, why would you do that?
Well, he came around and used his offhand because he was going to get blocked on the front end of it, and he came around the other side, used the basket as a hindrance from getting it blocked, and he's money on free throws, and I jinxed him as well.
Once again, your streak is alive tonight.
Yeah, alive and well.
Fisher with the rebound, bringing it down.
And you could hear the sneaker squeak.
Saw the move he wanted, just didn't start with the ball.
And you can see why there's more people are feeling a little more excited about this Poudre team, because they've got some really good talent out there, but they're just young.
Well, these are the two younger teams in town. Collins having a great year, but they start 5 seniors. Several the key contributors over at Fossil are all seniors too, so it's maybe you see the shift next year.
Rocky's had some success this year, even though they've lost 4 in a row, but nice.
Great give that time by Elliott. Max DeHaan is in now, the senior, number 20 for the Lobos. Good give and go right down the middle. And that's a good job by Johnson. He had no chance of making a play there. He just let the layup go.
Great pass by Johnson there.
It really was. Lavelle just didn't quite have enough to finish it off after running the court several times. A little fatigue. Haberrechten is in for him, number 44.
Good minutes for the big man, whose brother is on the bench as well.
And even much bigger. There are a couple of little bit body to go along with the ball that time.
Yeah, I was going to say, up top it was all ball, but they...
Johnson at the line, 23-16 with 5:36 left in the half. First one's good.
We said before, Xavier, they call him X, but he's consistently been the best player in town at this age in the junior class, and there's some folks catching up with him now, but him and Elliott have been the cream of the crop in that junior class.
Shows that good shooting stroke, knocks down a pair. He's going to be substituted out now. Coach Taffel gives him a good pop on the back. Highland in again for him. Substitution back in too, Stribling back in now.
It's the first time we've seen the Impalas this year.
No, you're very right. I mean, there's a young team and have a chance to do some pretty good things as they grow. Fisher underneath, has to kick it back out to Conde. Nice out. Well, I tell you, Connie works pretty hard. He's playing a big man's position at a smaller height.
Look at him. Oh, that's travel. You see Connie sprinting down, boy.
Yes, he did. That's
good
exactly
for him.
Right.
You know, there was a player like that a 3 years ago from Africa or something that played so hard on the inside. And
oh, gosh. From Poudre, too. A great kid.
Yeah, from Poudre, and I can't remember his name. But
he transferred. He's from actually France by way of adoption and everything else. It was a great story, and that's the similar effort there because Conde ran baseline to baseline there.
And he's a big man, too.
Yep.
Or boy or man or boy.
All of it. Fisher, the fadeaway up, just rolls out. Rinowitz with the rebound. Well, Rinowitz, as a sophomore, he showed it. Oh, Don just kind of thought he had somebody cutting the rim, and everybody kind of see the fatigue starting to happen now. Everybody's not running quite as hard as they were a little bit ago.
Yeah, if I'm coach, I'm telling Fisher go to the hole every time because he's got a nice touch underneath there, doesn't he?
Yep. Fall away doesn't go. Habrick fluents that shot, kicks it out. Rinowitz.
That's a pretty good call, even though he was moving.
Yeah.
He got in front of him.
He was there. And Habrick, and Rinowitz did not leave the ground.
He just ran into it.
He didn't elevate to take the shot. So,
does that mean we agreed with an official?
Well, we'll get that out of the way then for the rest of the game.
Okay.
Scratch that off.
You know, the difference I see in Poudre this year, being the first time, is they've got basketball players on the court, not just good athletes who decide to come out. You can tell every one of these are basketball players, and we'll explain the difference later.
At the 5A level, you know, you can be very athletic, but if you don't have that basketball sense and repetition. Oh, worked out pretty well. Went right between Luna's legs, back out top to Wells for the jumper for the 2. Knocks it down. Just had a foot on the line. 25-18, 3:38 left here in the half. Xavier's pass that time, a little low to Hudson out there on the edge. Well, Urinovich just does a nice job of floating in the lane, goes up.
Oh, boy. You know, that was what Urinovich would not do against Fossil Ridge.
Really?
He would not go into the lane, and he really wasn't even a factor in the game, and they really needed him to do that.
And that's the strength of his game when he's playing well. He around the rim and moves and hangs.
But he's just a sophomore.
I know.
You know, that's a tough place to go over and play in Fossil Ridge. There's a lot of people have gone over there and come home with a loss.
Get a score report tonight. Fort Collins playing Loveland. Fort Collins boys win 70-45.
Wow, they're just rolling, aren't they?
Yeah, thanks to the Big E. Well, and they're playing, we've talked about that with Kevin Lytle, who will be on at halftime with us. He said the same thing. They're just playing with great confidence. They've got all the pieces, and they're very interchangeable. Big order Tuesday when Fossil Ridge goes across town.
It's Fossil Ridge's turn to play at Collins.
Yeah. Well, as we talked about that before, you don't get the home and homes anymore, which really is too bad. Enlargement of the conference made that a little tough. 3:20 here in the first half to play, 26-18, the Lobos lead. Both teams started out several three-pointers in the first quarter. 3 by Highland for the Lobos. A couple players with 4 total for the Impalas, but none, I don't think, this quarter, have we, Randy?
No.
Luna pull-up jumper strong. His shot's just really not falling tonight so far.
Well, he's only shot 2 or 3 times, too, so you can't get hot unless you shoot.
Now, that's a great job. Elliott just kept the bigger player on his back. And a little push. With 8 fouls, that'll send Xavier Johnson to the line for the single bonus. 4 on the Lobos so far.
Poudre's hanging around here. The way they're shooting the threes, you know, if they can stay within 2 or 3 scores. As we said in the last game, the girls' game.
You hang around, and Rocky in that fourth quarter in that girls' game just got stone cold around the basket. Xavier Johnson 4 for 4 on the night so far from the line. Scorers make free throws, don't they?
Yes, they do.
It's a pretty good battle we're going to see for another couple of years. Fisher and Urinowitz, both sophomores. Fisher backs up outside the arc. He goes down. Urinowitz was chasing him and knocked him down, so that's going to be a trip to the line for Fisher for 3.
That's his second personal 15 foul. At the line, shooting 3, Jack Fisher.
Well, you see these bloodlines just continue on these schools, don't you? This is the third Fisher to play.
You got to quit complimenting anybody that gets to the free throw line.
I didn't compliment it.
That's the jinx tonight. You're dead on. Lavelle back in now for Urinowitz. So that was his second foul on Urinowitz.
Hooters had Dallas Smith, who played here and a few years ago, who went on to play at Boston College.
Len Elmore. Several players.
You know, we saw Lake Reed play over here. There's Highland again with another 3.
2 open.
You know, it's hard to shoot and then take 10 minutes off and then shoot again. You really...
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Your rhythm's gone, isn't it?
Now, when you played up in the hills in Nebraska, there wasn't a shot you didn't take, was there?
I would have loved to have had a 3-point line back then. That's putting a date on it, isn't it?
Yes. Me too. There wasn't really much of a reason for guys like me and you to exist back then.
Didn't stop us. Poudre working that offense outside in, now coming down there. Gambles to go outside. Nice help by Habrick, though, stopping Fisher from going through.
What I don't like, Fisher should have went up at that shot, but since he just missed those 3 free throws, and he's missed a couple. He's he's in his own head a little bit.
Yeah. Well, right now you got both Lavelle and Habrick in there. That's 2 big bodies.
Great job of drawing the foul because
the defender
didn't do anything, and
he just got him where he wanted him.
Johnson created all the contact and got the foul.
First one is up and good. Substitution, Wells back out. Turning in Brewster, number 1. Brewster, Luna, Smoyer, and Conde. Fisher in. Now a timeout taken on the court. So 30-18, 1:26 left here in the first quarter. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
I want to thank our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports. GoJo Sports has been providing team sporting needs since 1974. Screen printing, embroidery, leather jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location at 1437 Riverside, just down from the Colorado and on the south side of the street. Let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them helping us bring you this live high school basketball action. Schrader Oil, Pedersen Toyota, and First Bank, and GoJo Sports. Thanks to our sponsors. Send them a text, send them a tweet, a Twitter, a snap face, as Bill Belichick called it today.
Yeah.
Send him a snap face.
That made him more of a hero to me right there just with that.
I was trying to figure out how I was going to get that into the dialogue tonight. Oh, snap face.
Yep. Lobos really extending the defense out, playing tight man all over the court. A lot of the Impalas now, since that early part of that first quarter, their offense is being pushed out beyond the arc. That's a lot to ask of a big guy like Conde to have to go outside and handle the ball and cut. Now, that's just good defense. Brewster made a cut to the lane, just didn't get the ball up strong in the air, and he just kind of ran off his leg. He got bumped, but substitution. Fisher's going to go out, back in Stribling. But right now, I'd say Rocky going with the twin tower look with both Habrick and Lavelle. Pretty big inside advantage. They've been clearing the boards on the offensive end. Highland, nice pass underneath. Two guys come up on him. The senior just took advantage of it, didn't he?
I'll tell you what, that'll darn near make a basketball coach cry right there.
Well,
that's how you play team ball.
And this is going to be, good save. Nice hustle by Brewster. Can they make something work out of it? Luna, it's been quiet, fade away. Good. That's a nice little shot. Shows you what a good stroke he's at there, because that was kind of out of position, just laid back and wristed it up there. 10 seconds to play here in the half. Not the first quarter like I try to get everybody to go an extra 8. And right at the buzzer, the entry pass, Habrick turns around.
There was.
I'm not sure he knew it went in.
Well, I was going to say, there was contact, shuffling, and everything on that play. But we'll give him the 2, 34-20. Our score at half here. We'll be back
with Kevin Lytle for the Colorado.
With the incomparable Kevin Lytle after these messages. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Wherever it is you want to go, all you need to see is the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds. A leap of faith. Even if you can't see it, your destination is out there. So just keep going, and you'll get there. 200 feet at a time. The Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
We'll watch the dancers here before we bring Kevin Lytle in here. All right, Kevin, there you go. you give a rating. Great job by the Poudre dance team there. And so here we go. We've got a girls game that lasts unbelievably long amount of time.
Crazy game. Double
overtime, and deep down you were kind of pulling for Poudre a little bit because they're 7 and 8. They've got Coach Glessman's had to retool his team completely, and yet he still got them competing at a very high level.
Exactly. I mean, how wild was it? It felt middle of the third quarter. It felt like game over, didn't it?
It did.
Rocky was in control. They had the huge second quarter. They're up double digits. Poudre never is a high-scoring, fast-scoring team. So you kind of figured it was done. Rocky was going to win their 15th, kind of what a lot of people thought. And then all of a sudden they start getting stops. Mackenzie Gertz starts hitting again like she did in the first quarter when they built that lead. And all of a sudden you look up, they're down 2. They get down 2 with 2 minutes left. They get another bucket. Gertz hits the and one to go ahead, and it was pretty wild. And then on the flip side, Rocky gets that jump ball, gets some free throws. Savannah Warner hits one, and off we go. But what a
part of it for me was, I kept telling Dave, I said, if they get this thing within one score, a single score, that's when having somebody like Gertz is the best thing you can have, because you've got somebody who can probably go down. And you saw that she went down, posted up, the girl got the and one.
She can actually take the lead. Ways,
to actually take the lead. So anyway, Rocky ended up winning that game, though.
Fantastic game. One of the best crosstown showdowns we've had.
You're going to see in a long time. And this boys' game is, I made the comment, even though Rocky is handily ahead, this is the first time I've seen a Poudre boys team that actually has basketball players on the court, not just good athletes who, decide to come out, because that's what Poudre's been the last few years. They have not had a lot of people that you can see are committed to basketball.
Yeah, and we were talking off air, before these games started, that they're not there yet. But look how many young guys are playing and playing significant roles. You can see it's coming.
Yeah.
And that's the exciting thing. They won 1 game 2 years ago, 2 games last year. They have 1 right now. So you want to see some bright spots, and they're there. It's we're not stretching. We're not making stuff up. They have some good players coming. And everyone in the city will tell you that. Everyone that knows kind of the youth, younger teams, there are some players coming. They're starting to make an impact at the varsity level.
And we talked also about Troy McFadden, who would be, probably the biggest key player on the team this year.
You talk athletes, he's one of the best all-around athletes that we have in, not just at Poudre, in the entire city. He would have been Poudre's starting quarterback. He's their best baseball player, and like you say, would be one of their best basketball players. So
that's
it'll be exciting
loss
to see him next year when he's healthy again.
Yeah, we hope the best for Troy. So anyway, next Tuesday, as a young man just hit a half-court shot. I don't know what that gets you, but he hit it.
Excitement, man.
Yeah.
Bragging rights at school.
So we've got a big game next Tuesday night. We've got the annual Fossil in Fort Collins, and we've got Fort Collins boys who really have been dominant. They won big again tonight against Loveland, I saw. And
they're undefeated in the league. They've won, I believe it's 8 in a row. Fossil is finally putting it together. They've won 6 in a row. Granted, they're kind of playing the lower half of the conference, but they're winning them. And, man, as you well know, that gym, that game
it's the biggest gym in town, so it holds
always,
the most.
And they're going to fill it up with how well their team is playing. That's going to be a fun one. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how both teams play at Fort Collins. Pretty fired up for that one. Fossil's got them a lot of times over the years. They're ready for some payback.
There's payback. And you got payback written all over. And really, there's nothing more they'd like to do than, a couple of years ago when they had Ryan Quaid, Collins knocked him out of the conference championship.
Vonita and Quaid, that was one of the best big man showdowns we've seen.
Yes, and I remember Quaid had a shot at the buzzer, didn't go in, and that was that. So I would expect nothing more. And the girls' game promises to be a good game too.
Fossil playing great, and Collins, Matt Howard's doing a great job. They're playing really well, and they're tricky. Don't discard that one right away.
So what else is going on here in winter sports to mention?
Yeah, we're getting close to the end. State swimming is in 2 weeks. I'm not big on predictions, but I'll tell you right now, Fossil Ridge will win the girls' state swim title. They're unbelievably loaded. I'll have a few stories coming soon. Phenomenally talented. Then the week after that is state wrestling, and we're here at Poudre. We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about their wrestling team.
Yes.
Ranked number 4 in the state. They finished second last year. They could do the same this year. And Jacob Greenwood going for his 3rd straight title. Probably the most dominant athlete in Fort Collins.
So there's a lot going on, and then before you know it, we're spring, and we were talking a little bit off air that this will be the first year that we broadcast some lacrosse. We're going to do 6 lacrosse games, 3 boys and 3 girls, and yep. I know one of the ones we're going to have is Rocky and Windsor. We're going to have that in lacrosse. I saw the boys' schedule, and we got to do that one.
It's an exciting season. I mean, I think Rocky, they moved to Rocky. They've always been hosted by Fossil. Now Rocky's the host. I think they're girls sport growing, and from what I understand, they have a lot of girls interested, so it's going to be very cool to see that.
Yes. So anyway, we had a little excitement about the football. We do football games, and we had tremendous success this year, and our viewership averaged over 2,000 views a game, which is great. We want to thank the partnership with the Colorado with that, and one of the things we saw is that they changed the RPI this year about how teams get into the state. So will be interesting to see how that moves going forward.
Yep, and a lot of different sports are changing it too. Football did, baseball did, and that's going to be implemented, like you say, for this spring season, which is about to start. So a lot of changes as everyone tries to figure out the best way to use that formula.
Anyway, well, thank you, Kevin. Kevin Lytle from the Coloradoan. Give us your Twitter handle and all that good stuff.
It's at Kevin_Lytle, Kevin_Lytle.
So follow him and look for his article on these games tomorrow. Thank you, Kevin. And we're back here for the beginning of the second half. And we'll bring David back here in the action as Elliott comes down and passes over to Johnson. Rocky gets the ball first. And block shot.
Johnson comes up limping, too, out of there. Luna drives in, stop. Nice patience there. Did the fade away, just knocked down the jumper. .30 seconds into the third quarter here. 34-22. Poudre need to make that run. Johnson slow, goes up the middle. Rebound. Fighting underneath. Lavelle gets it pulled away. Trying to find a... That was a tie-up. Yeah, it was. So possession here was going to go to the Impalas. Out here early on the court. Elliott, Urinowitz, Johnson, Highland, and Lavelle for the Lobos. Wells, Luna, Conde. Oh, nice little look underneath, but a little bit of a crunch there. Forrest and Stribling for the Impalas. Tell you what, Coach Brubaker's kids are playing hard, Randy, and there's just no doubt that the success is going to come when you put the effort in. They're just running into some pretty decent teams here in town. They're certainly not out of this one, but they need to find a way to get some scoring.
Well, they have to score consistently, and that's where they're struggling.
Yep.
Boy,
that was a pop. Luna stepped in the way of a pretty good shot from Highland, and that
was helmet to helmet there, wasn't it?
He paid for it. That was almost a
Might have to do a
wrap on
protocol on that.
Yeah.
I think you could hear their cheeks hitting each other from up here. I think that's what that was.
That's one of those the next morning, like, when did I lose
when did I do that?
Jacob Sesher in, number 35 for the Impalas. So a lot of young players on the court here. Highland, the only senior for the Lobos. I think Conde is just for the...
Well, as Kevin said, the thing with Poudre that's been different, you can see it coming with Poudre.
Playing hard, nice work on the rim there. Just didn't find the glass when he got in the air, did he? Elliott quickly down court, goes around. Conde just kind of had to foul him. He had nowhere to go, did he really, there in no man's land?
Yeah, and Elliott
did a nice job of controlling the ball in the air. And sometimes it's the position you get your body in to make the play.
And they're calling that on the ground. Elliott was kerplunked.
Yeah. Johnson turning around, looking around. He's got to get rid of the ball and get out of the lane.
I was going to say, get a 10-second.
Little time there.
And this is where Xavier has to, he's got to work in the offseason, where he can get his shot off the dribble.
Oh, good help down by Conde, stripping the ball from Lavelle as he's trying to make the post move. Yeah, he's got a very advanced inside game.
But as far as taking a 15-foot jumper or 20, he's not there yet.
Add those parts to it.
Yep.
5:40 left here in the third.
But right there, that was a good pass.
Sets up Highland. The three-pointer rattles in. Slides back out. Johnson, nice fake. Lets it go away. Quick timeout after the made basket by the Lobos. 36-22, 5:29 here at Poudre High School. Lobos lead. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So we're back here. I want to thank our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports. Been providing team sporting needs since '74. Screen printing, embroidery, leather jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location at 1437 Riverside, just down from the Colorado and on the south side of the street. And I know one of our broadcast team members, Eric Freehoff.
Yeah.
Easy call there. Eric Freehoff bought his CSU leather jacket and his Rocky Mountain leather jacket there. So
yeah, Wells had a nice run down the court, and he saw the opening, but made it pretty easy for Habrick just to stand there and take the charge. Brewster back in now for Wells, along with Luna, Sesher, Forrest, and Conde. And that's just a nice post move. I tell you, with Habrick and Lavelle, boy, that's a couple Twin Towers next year. Oh, nice look underneath. Good job. Just good patience by Jacob Luna, Randy, when he got into the lane there and made the stop and then dished it down to his teammate for the easy bucket. 5:04 left here in the third quarter. Talking about some of our future broadcasts we've got coming up, we've got a couple unified games that we're going to be able to do, and those are just a great time.
Yes, I believe have not got them on the schedule yet, but I think it's March 1st and 2nd.
I think we're back-to-back, and one game will involve Rocky and Poudre, the other with Collins and Fossil Ridge. If you are unaware of what those events are, you really should get involved and tune in, if not attend. Great crowds from those student bodies. Everybody cheers. It's all about those kids out there participating, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a partnership with the Special Olympics, so want to make sure that you mark that on your calendar, March 1st and 2nd, if you want to watch it here, or you can attend that, but we'll be giving you more information about that as we have our games. So we've got about 5 more nights of broadcasting. We have double headers most nights now, and so boys, girls, city games. Got a couple of single games, but again, we'll be with you Tuesday night, 5:30 and 7. Boys, girls doubleheader, Fossil Ridge at Fort Collins Lampkins. 38-24 our score here, 5:04 left.
I think you're going to want to get there early, too, to that one.
Yeah, that'll be standing room only probably. I would actually call Collins the...
Oh, great give and go.
Well, that's what happens when you run your plays, you know.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize there are actually plays that you run in basketball. Oh, he's got to look at him up.
Right now, they're just a little too polished for Rocky Mountain for what Poudre's keeping up with, and then it's just the frustration starting to show a little bit.
Coach Taffel's going to get some
Rotate some kids
in.
in there. Hayden Hines, the junior, number 11 in. Also along with number 21, Ryan Hutchinson. Hutchinson, a good receiver in the fall. He connected with Highland down. There's going to be a call on the backside of the play. Habrek must have set a pretty forceful screen. His first. 14 fouls on the Palas this half, 1 on the Lobos. Luna set free of the 3, but kind of just rushed that. Habrek, nice job. I like that outlet, didn't you? He had the guy in position, lets him have it. And the follow by Urenowitz. First guy goes up, second one falls right down the middle of the lane, gets the putback.
Well, if you hustle, you'll get some garbage buckets, and that's exactly what that was.
Yeah, beat him to the angle and just jumped right through it.
You know, when Luna came down and took that 3, I don't mind the shot, but his elbow wasn't squared up, and it went off the side. You know, shooting is an art.
Long three-pointer. That one, Brewster goes in and out. It's kind of a frustration foul that time for Conde from that far back.
Well, God bless that kid, because he's played here 2 or 3 years. Have not won very many games, and he is out here playing with all of his heart.
Yeah, no, that's a great effort guy right there. You want him on your team every time. That's his 3rd foul.
I know some other schools in this town would love to have a kid that plays that hard.
Yep. Nice inbound playing that time and right off the glass. Well, Habrek, just in the last year, his post play has really improved.
Well, and they can't match up with him in the inside.
No, it's just too long.
Fisher back in now, and he's probably the most polished of the young guns for Poudre.
A hand check.
But they are young guns.
Yep.
And you know, when we say we know it's coming, is we've watched some of the JV and the D team game stuff. Poudre's been winning those games for the last couple of years. They've been winning the D team games and some of the C team games against people.
Everybody.
So we know.
Stribling back in now.
Kind of how they stack up. Good pass. Oh, boy, he's dominating.
Just too much to go into. Forced another shot off the side. Hudson, nice hustle, gets out, kicks it down court, shows him some speed.
That's one way to shoot it.
Yeah, that was athletically, that was impressive. It was tough to do. And Habrek, the big guy, ran from end to end there and just missed the putback.
Explain a little bit about when you have to play all young players and you don't have that 3 or 4, seniors or junior starters, and so you end up having to play young people in places they're not prepared to, and then you just got to live. You got to live with. You're
gonna just go under live fire, and as they say, you're gonna experience it. And you've got to grow through it. Everybody does, but you'd like to have the a little level of different ages. Hutchinson deep in the corner.
A great breaking down the defense there by Johnson.
Gets the follow-up, the long rebound. Highland sets him up for the mid-range jumper, and he knocks it down. Well, just what you're saying before, now a 22-point lead for the Lobos. You got to have somebody out there, the steadying event, the one that's confident, the one, if you hesitate in athletics, doesn't matter what the sport is, girls or boys, you're generally going to get taken advantage of. Nice floater in the lane that time, sliding in, just a slasher. Sesher, number 35, lays it up over the rim. First bucket in a while.
Well, Johnson's like a man possessed right now, and he's coming down and creating shots for his teammates, which is. 46-26 now. Rocky has kind of opened up a significant lead. Poudre hung around with him for the most part in the first half, but
this quarter though has been just very much of an offensive clinic. They've hit a few shots, but didn't really pass the ball well.
And the one thing I see is they're all going to the bucket.
You're exactly right. Nice job by Fisher on the help defense, kicks it loose. Stribling on the pickup. A little out of control on that one.
I think I'd rather just see him. I think I'd rather just see him shoot the three and instead of go in and shoot that an out of control shot.
Yeah, Stribling that time's trailing the play after the turnover and fouls Highland from behind.
Yeah, he needs to check his rotator cuff on that because he wound up.
Yes, he did.
If he hadn't wound up, he got all ball, it looked like, but man, I'll tell you what, officials see you wind up, they're going to call foul no matter what you do.
Yep. Connor Smoyer in 32, along with Fisher, Sesher, and then also 33, Forrest, the sophomore. First one by Highlands up and good. That one a little flat. Kicked out, rebounded by Sesher. Oh, nice baseline move. And a travel call. Good help defense that time. Ryan Hutchinson just basically got underneath the drive there, nowhere for him to go. Committed to moving forward.
Here comes the earth mover here.
Yep.
Offensive lineman for the Rocky Mountain Lobos.
Oh, yeah. Spencer Lavelle. For those of you watching at home, this is the twin brother of Noah Lavelle. We're talking two boys right here. Glad I don't buy their groceries.
Yeah, I was about to say, they can put down some groceries, I bet.
Well, they had to talk about a lineage of playing offensive line for Rocky Mountain. Oh, stripped from behind. Nice play by Fisher on Noah Lavelle. But their older brother was a 3-year starter, went over to Mesa to play college ball. Affectionately known as Big Love back in the day. Oh, that's a good play by Luna there. Starting to get a few of his points, but need a lot more. Yeah, 50 seconds to play here in the third.
He's got a great mid-range game.
Good look at the corner. Elliott drives in. Yeah, nowhere to go with that one for Johnson.
Fisher with 2 blocks in a row.
Yep. Official's trying to figure out who he wants to call this on. He's going to call it. He's going to call on Spencer Lavelle. Coach Taffel, because I'm not going to waste my capital on that one, but he was a long ways away from him. Might have had the reach.
So let me just tell you how odd things are in high school basketball. Fossil Ridge beat Poudre only 56-44 at Fossil Ridge. Mm-hmm. And you've got tonight at Poudre, Rocky Mountain's coming in here and really having their way. So,
well, we talked about them before. They're 16, 17, and 18 years old, aren't they?
Yep. And it's just hard to tell what's going to happen. Lone win is against North Glen. It's the second time they've played this year.
Yeah, they played in a tournament, a holiday tournament, or pre-holiday tournament.
Rocky won 86-52.
And some teams just fit into your way of playing the game, too. That's always been that way. Long time out here on the floor. 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Second game of our doubleheader. This one doesn't look to finish quite like our first one. We had one of those instant classics.
Instant classic. We'll have this up online shortly, and I'll tweet it out so you can go back and watch this. Big shots hit. Lena Longshore hit a huge 3, and Maddie Bannister with 2 huge 3s.
Yeah, and a steal to seal it at the end. Flat shot, just kind of stood through it. Spencer Lavelle.
I think the Lavelle boys are a product of, I believe the Lavelle boys are a product of McGraw Elementary School too.
Yep. Down to 5 seconds left here. Johnson goes in, fall away, the lefty in the lane, short. And that'll end it after 3 quarters here at Rocky Mountain leads Poudre at Poudre High School, 47-29. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Got another score here. Fossil Ridge boys beat Greeley West 60-31. So Fossil Ridge with another win.
Setting up a big one next week. Easy win tonight for Collins over Loveland too. Starting the 4th frame out now. Elliott from deep, a little long.
And you know,
Urinowitz.
They haven't needed Elliott scoring tonight, really.
Yep. Nice play by Elliott there on the skip past Elliott. Urinowitz, Highland, Johnson, and Lavelle, same way that the Lobos started. Out to start the 4th quarter, number 2, Jacob Luna. 35, Jacob Sesher. Along with 55, Jack Fisher. And Sebastian Wells, who started the game with a couple long threes. Number 4. And the sophomore Damian Forrest has had good minutes inside. Just a younger guy playing against the older guys. But as you said before, you paying your dues as those sophomores. Those pay off in the next year or two. Rocky had that last year. All these guys that were on the court now. Third foul on Urinowitz.
Fossil Ridge is 10-7 now on the season. And 6-1 in the league. So
in a good spot.
They knock off Fort Collins. They're going to be right there again at the top of the Front Range League as they are most years.
Well, that one rattled around quite a while. Fell. Nice offensive rebound though by Wells. Fisher pulls up, mid-ranger, good. That's the play that most big, longer guys need to have in their game, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I know his dad, and his dad will tell him he needs to have that play.
Yeah. Lobos kind of working for contact now to go to the line. They kind of got out of that cut and move offense they had going so well that really got the lead. It's tough to not get a little complacent when you're that far ahead.
Well, and the thing about it is that's good when you're playing a team that you're superior physically to, but it didn't work against Fossil Ridge. And what happened against Fossil Ridge is Xavier was in foul trouble. Probably only played not even a half of that game.
First one up and good. Substitution. Brewster back in for the Impalas. Forrest with the rebound. Tell you what, Forrest, I like the sophomore. I mean, he's going to get bigger, stronger, but he's getting a lot of great minutes in. 3 is up, a little flat.
That's the right basketball play by Fisher.
Yep.
I'd like to have see him go ahead and stop and take that shot, but that's the right basketball play.
So timeout taken here on the court. 48-32 with 6:39 left here at Poudre High School. The Lobos lead. You're watching Streaming Sports.
We're back here now. 6:39 left in this game. Rocky Mountain comfortably ahead by 16.
Well, they took over that second quarter and has kind of been a cruise since then. Highland kicked back out. Oh, now they're trying to overthink it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're.
Because he had an easy layup and he just put it up. Guys fell off him. Yeah. That's one of those where Lovell probably would have been better off just stay back there and take a wide base, force him back into his help. Habrick will check back in now. But both the big men for the Lobos have had a good night. Fisher baseline shots up. Johnson gets the rebound, but it pulled away from him. Nice set and shot that time. Braden Brewster for the three.
Yeah, you're down to 13 here. Rocky Mountain's kind of
piddling
around.
Yeah, they've taken the gas pedal and just backed off it. Sophomores are making plays though for the Impalas. Urinowitz from the corner, good. Shot in rhythm that time, and I like how Habrick didn't do anything with the ball, but turned and just found somebody and got it to him, didn't he?
He did, and Rocky Mountain, they're 7-10, so it's not like they're good steal there by Elliott.
Yep. Had some losses, a pretty 2-point loss earlier here to Mountain Vista, a pretty good program. We've seen others that, they've got to get themselves over the hump. But you said before, though, when you learn by experience, they'll see if that pays off next year when they're mostly seniors.
Well, and my point in that was they're not good enough to take their foot off the gas and just coast in.
Oh, nice steal by Urinowitz on the backside of the defense.
But they've come back here now.
Kick back out. Long three by Johnson. And just like that, it's back up to 21 points, 56-35.
The other thing you're seeing is Johnson and Elliott's had this varsity time that they've had the last year, or last year specifically.
Yep.
Johnson had a little bit his freshman year, but
bunch of substitutions. Smoyer, Stribling, Conde back in, along with Luna and Wells. And that's just kind of the way the night's gone. At an open look at, gets the foul, the chance to end one, and just didn't get it to fall. 4:33 left here in the fourth. Say we've talked about before, but big match next week. Fossil visits Fort Collins for girls and boys doubleheader. Looking for a packed gym over there. Collins boys looking to take back the city title that Fossil got from them last year. They had the year before. Am I right on that, or am I got my backwards?
Might have it backwards.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Collins last year.
2 years ago is when they were second in the.
Yeah. Pass in, Elliott. Kick back out, long three.
In rhythm. That's perfect. Perfect job in shooting in rhythm.
And Rocky's defense tonight, you got to credit the effort there too. They've done a good job. Jacob Luna has not had anywhere near his looks or normal scoring totals, averaging about 18 a game.
The thing that you always get when you're...
There's part of that shot, though, that gets him there. That's a nice three-pointer. Spotted up.
The thing you get with young players is they're just not aggressive. They go in and then they double clutch or double think about whether they should take the shot at once they've made a good move.
A lot of contact bouncing around. Ball hits the floor, stays on this end.
Boy, Elliott and Johnson both are just breaking the defense down and finding open receivers, per se.
Yeah. Guys moving.
That'll be probably all for Elliott tonight.
And he's going to take a seat. Highland back in.
Must be a screening foul. I thought he traveled anyway.
Yeah, he seemed to kind of step into that. Haberich, though, on the foul, his third.
Crowd's slowly
thinning a little.
Thinning.
And it's quiet. When the students can't get after each other, you know. Hutchinson back in. Johnson just with the pressure steal. Good job of just pulling it out, set it up.
Johnson, on a fairly regular basis, gets offensive fouls with that offhand pushing off, and he almost did it there, but he usually gets at least one every game, so he hasn't had any this game.
He's a strong player.
But he'll normally dribble with that right hand and clear out with his left. And
nice hand for Tyler Hyland as he goes out.
Yeah, great game by him.
He sparked it, didn't he?
Well, he set the tone, really.
Hayden Hines, the number 11 in for him. Three-pointer, the ball is short. Urinowicz rebound, takes it down court. Hutchinson deep in the corner for the three. Urinowicz answers on the other side. That one goes. And I tell you, just that you don't have the answer for Haberich and Lavelle inside tonight. They've just kept so many balls alive and second chances, and there's an example, Randy. Knocked it down. Timeout now on the court, 62-39 with 2:30 left. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
So we're back here. That'll be our. I want to thank our sponsors. First Bank, Schrader Oil, Pedersen Toyota, GoJo Sports. 2:30 left, and
a few substitutions in there. Max DeHaan in, and Hayden Hines, Ryan Hutchinson, Haberich, and Spencer Lavelle.
Clean block, but must have got him.
Touched him enough on the way. Yeah, the hand was completely covering the ball. There was no doubt about that. Sebastian Wells, though, will go to the line to shoot two. That's 4 fouls on Haberich. Imagine Coach Taff will just let him see how he wants to finish that out. Luna along with Smoyer. Wells, Conde, and Stribling on the court right now. Nope, dribbling into trouble there.
A little out of control.
Well, I tell you, Haberich is very agile for a big kid. In the development in 1 year or so, mid-court goes up and plays defensive back. Rocky has certainly caught up in the foul category. They've been at 10 fouls for a little while now. That's number 9 on Poudre.
Well, 2:12 left. There's not a lot of reasons for either team to foul, but
it's going to happen. Your shot's up and good. Second one's off. Conde with the rebound, taking it down court. Kicks it out. Second pass off to Luna, doesn't go. Wells did a nice job just keeping that ball alive. Fall away, good. Tell you what, number 4, the junior, that's a good looking stroke, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm saying, you know, there's a lot to be hopeful about, because you know, these guys have shots, and you can tell they're basketball players. And the inevitable, let's play football.
The back and forth, yep.
As Poudre beat them in football and wrestling.
Yeah, Poudre's got a very good wrestling team. That's the most successful program in this winter sport era. They're ranked number 2 in the state. Got one young man, Greenwood, who's a 2-time defending champion. Several of the wrestlers are extremely good football players too. Weston Mayer ranked, I think, 2 or 3 in the state, the junior in the 220. Chance to get some good looks next year. They get McFadden back at quarterback. That's going to be a pretty good football team again.
Yes, it will be. And it would help them in their basketball team as well.
Hines out of bounds, tipped away by Lovell. Tell you what, Conde and Lavelle are banging each other. You don't want to be near that.
I was going to say, I don't even. Somebody become a sandwich right in between them.
Two big bodies. There's some of these little guards might disappear. That's 2 big physical athletes. Good entry pass that time. Hines nicely slipped around, tipped it out of bounds.
You know, Poudre's done some really nice things tonight. They have not been able to stay in the game. And quite honestly, Rocky played better tonight than they've played in a while.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game. Good inbounds, give and go. Yeah, everybody always forgets about the guy taking the ball, throwing it in, don't they? It's like the forgotten one. Villanova won the national championship with that type of play last year. DeHaan out top now. You can see a lot of traps, got to get rid of it. And a timeout called by Coach Taffel with 56 left and a 19-point lead. Students are getting bored, trying to be creative. Looking for the band to get involved here pretty soon. But a good night here at Poudre High School. 2 contested games that Poudre started off tough with the boys, but Rocky just really got in a rhythm. As you said, played probably their best game of the year and clicking. And then a great, we don't want to overstate it, but that was just one of our best girls games we've seen in a long time. 2 teams that really played hard. Came down to just a couple plays made by player. That's why you want to get in these games. That's why you work hard in the summer and you get those chances. And that's kind of the way it's gone tonight for Poudre, isn't it? Good hustle back and forth. Hutchinson goes back after he got double teamed and lost it and blocks. He's going to call for the foul, but
good hustle.
Yeah, no quit. The seniors out there representing. Kind of expect to see a few more people off the bench. Both of them. There's still some shirts that haven't come out, but that's just a fatigue shot there, Wells. That just didn't carry, did it?
There's a couple more. It's gonna.
Speaking of, Easton Radcliffe, number 11 in, and number 33 Chandler Lung, the sophomore. Nothing like getting on that court for the first time. Every athlete knows it on the field of the court, and that's going to hurt in the morning. That's the old knee to the thigh. Hines bouncing around him, but that was tough. Now we're getting the shirts coming off for Poudre. They've got 4 over there waiting to check in. Make sure I try to get these numbers. Hines will be at the line for 2. First one's up and good. Substitutions in. Make sure we get these across. Graham Bingham, number 15. Number 10, Jackson Roth. Sergio Tarango, freshman. And one young man who snuck in, got down low before I could see him get that jersey number. People may not realize we don't have those professional spotters in our ears telling us everything, right?
No, we don't. Condi's still in there.
Yeah. You know you're going to get the mileage out of him. Last young man, Tristan Lee, number 20. 28 seconds left here. Poudre with the inbounds under their bucket. Good hustle underneath. Guys down, loose ball. Hines comes back out and takes it. Lobos just spread the court now. Let the clock run down to 10. Mahan kicks it back over to Lovell. Back. Going to take the three. Oh. I don't think you expect that ball to come down in that quick. Looks over the bench, smiles. Coaches just smile back. That's fine. So 2.8 left. Condi's going to have a chance from outside. Goes off the heel of the rim, and that'll end it here at Poudre High School. 64-45, the Lobos win. So big doubleheader here tonight. Randy, we saw a great girls game. We saw Rocky Mountain play their best game, but we also saw Poudre's. This reasons why they should be optimistic about the next few years for their basketball program.
Yes. Again, the score may not look much different, but they certainly have some bright spots. So anyway, 64-45 our final score here for David Haase, Chris Colton. This is Randy McCoy. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 5:30, Fossil Ridge and Fort Collins. We'll see you next time.
Poudre School District High School Basketball, live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota, everything cars made easy. And by First